Good.
Yeah.
Like your haircut?
We're eating good. I feel like everything's gonna work out with the audio and visual today.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Don't jinx it.
Wait, we got one time. Yeah. One time at the one thing. Yeah. Is that OC thing? Want to be there?
Great, man. Just keep busy. Enjoying it.
Yeah, I know. Last time I was like, we're sweating. This time around, it's actually nice and cool in here.
Different time of the year.
I have a less expensive one. I got for $35.
I like your cookies.
It works really good when you work. Yeah. The other day I did a live and I don't know what happened with the sound. I got this on my head. So it came out like basically, it was like, yeah, it must be enough time. And it just plugs in your phone. Roll in there, set everything up, go on the and out within 30 to 40 minutes. Just take it out and then we just did 5 a.m. Usually. You had the drop up in Big Bear?
Well, the fast food places, they were set up. But you have to, if you're doing the standalone restaurant, what you guys doing in Big Bear? Yeah.
It's Juan, how many jobs do you guys do at a time?
I'm gonna grab a share.
Like that? Damn, bro.
That's not expensive. It's a little slow, but right here you have everything.
That's what's up. Blessed.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I bet.
Food area.
Yeah. More money, more problems, right? Is that the same? Yeah.
I guess we look for problems all the time.
Can't
Huh? Always looking for problems.
That's more of it, right? Yeah.
How's
I was like trying to figure out, man. Yeah, good. Good breakthroughs. Yeah. Pushing through.
I think that's good.
You can sit in the front if you want to introduce you in just a second.
Oh, the AC really works here today, huh?
You could throw this on if you'd like.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't have one of these, here's the agenda. There's pens right there. All right, well, welcome everybody. As the air conditioning is working today, so hopefully we're not going to be sweating like last time.
Hey, buddy.
So for those of you who haven't visited the Mastermind group, most of you are members already. There's few visitors. I'll just kind of explain what it's all about. A lot of times you only know what you know in life. Your limits can only go as high as you believe they can go. And what this Mastermind group is allowing us to bring in different people, different ideas to expand those limits of what we think is possible. So the Mastermind group is a group where we collaborate, bring different ideas in. And the second half, which you'll be a part of, is where we get to share ideas, challenges in our businesses, kind of get things off our chest that we may not be able to talk to our coworkers or our family, and just collaborate ideas, share resources, and just elevate together. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room, just introduce ourselves. It's going to be real quick. It's just your business name, a little bit about what you do, and your name. So these are the members. Not everybody is able to make it all the time. We have Stanley Steamer of pretty much Southern California, Hector with New York Life, brand new member. We have Mitch. He's actually a teacher in Cal State San Bernardino, and he's also a consultant. He's not able to make it tonight. A lot of great people, and some of these businesses are represented in the room tonight. So we'll go ahead and get started with you, Hansel, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the special guest speaker.
Excellent. Good evening. My name is Hansel Urbina. So I have a day job and I have a project that I'm working on. My day job is that I'm a corporate technology recruiter. I recruit for a technology company, and I have a staffing business where I recruit for my brother's automotive businesses. My main project right now is I'm opening up a cannabis dispensary in Los Angeles. I had a meeting with the city today. This group has already impacted me immensely, and that I brought up the idea of having a mastermind group for that specific group of us that are able to open up those businesses. There's only 20 of us that were selected, so this group has already had a broad impact on my life. Thank you.
Very cool. Awesome.
Name's Hector Fernandez. I'm with New York Life. I'm a partner with New York Life. And so my task, basically a glorified recruiter. And it's looking for financial professionals, people that want to start their own business with no overhead and saw profits. And we either, if the individuals don't have a lot of experience, we hold their hand, pay them for training. And if they have more experience, we give them some added bonuses so they can start their business.
Hello, everyone. Bruno Bafia here with Salt Oasis. We own a holistic salt breathing wellness center here in Rancho Cucamonga. Had it open for about 9 years now, and basically we treat respiratory issues, asthma, allergies, skin conditions, stress, anxiety, common colds, flus, mental health using Himalayan salt. It's a breathing center. Thank you.
Jose Hernandez, Gutierrez Power Washing, just mainly power washing company. Been in business about 7 years. Nothing too crazy, nothing big, just trying to go up.
Armando Ramirez, own an HVAC company called Modern Comfort Air. I just started probably a few months ago. That's trying to scale that up.
Did you fix AC here? Was that you?
Just the phone call alone.
That's all I needed.
Blake Vesmendez with D&B Property Maintenance. Basically, anything on the outside of a commercial, government, residential property that needs to look pretty, other than landscaping, we take care of.
Nice.
Life coach Jesse, VP here at the Inland Empire Mastermind, and just all mindset, personal development too.
I'm guest here, and my name is Christina Salvaggio, and I'm actually with MIB Western Dental, also working alongside Jason as well. I was invited, so I appreciate the invite.
Good.
Jason, MIB Benefits, Western Dental. We do dental and vision plans for small groups, large groups. So yeah, it's my second time here. So thanks for inviting me back.
Hello everyone, my name is Abe. I run one of the best solar consulting firms here in California. Also, I'm an author. My second book just came out in life coaching and spirituality focused. But we basically help homeowners transition from being with the grid to solar, no money down, into the saving them anywhere from 35% per month on their electricity cost.
What's up? My name is Felix. I own a branding agency called MC Innovations. My sole goal for any business or coach or consultant is to make branding yourself online very, very simple.
Thanks. Hi everyone, my name is George Dominguez, and I have a court reporting agency. We provide court reporters to law firms for depositions and for trials. Doing that for about 10 years, 11 years.
Hello everyone, my name is Juan Briseño. I am the owner of a construction company called BCD Industries. We are a heavy construction as well as light construction. We do residential, commercial, government, and that's pretty much it.
And my name's Nick Paez. My main business is an insurance company. I do employee benefits, from little to no cost benefits all the way up to full comprehensive A to Z benefits, including dental and vision, which I brought my partners here for that. And then, of course, the founder of the Inland Empire Mastermind Group, along with Vice President Jesse. And yeah, so welcome everybody. This great group of people. Without too much wasting time, because this young man is heading to a Laker game.
Sorry, it's that little kid's fault up there. Okay.
We have the privilege. I actually followed him a long time ago when I actually connected with another gentleman named what's the other Cruz?
Andrew Cruz.
Andrew Cruz.
Cruz.
Yeah. Andrew Cruz, and I just saw his business just flourishing over the last few years on Instagram. Like, man, this guy's going places. And then I had the privilege to be able to meet with him and hear about his business and his story, and just like the huge growth that's happened over the last 6 months, this coming year. And he was nice enough to talk a little bit about it today. Not only has he started from a pressure washing, street sweeping to a huge company, a whole fleet of vehicles, but he's a father. I think 2 boys, right?
3 boys.
Oh, 3 boys.
Yeah, it looks like only 2 because one ignores me all the time. It's 3.
And and then of course you're a car enthusiast as well. I see the nice cars that you, the nice green car.
It's my only drug, guys, I swear.
So without any further ado, let's welcome Frank Gutierrez. And we're going to do this a little differently today. It's going to be like interview style. And then if we have enough time, I'm going to be a little cognizant on the time today, but we're going to just have an opening to ask some questions of him. So the first question that we'll kind of get started is, Frank, tell me a little bit about how you got started in the industry, kind of some of the hard times that you had to push through, and kind of where you are right now in your business.
Well, so first and foremost, I want to thank you, Nick.
Yes.
I genuinely appreciate you inviting me. And again, guys, I apologize in advance if this is the most boring interview here. So we'll be on the record for that. But it was really cool how Nick has put this together. I think it's a beautiful thing that you take the time out of your busy schedule. You know, we all have busy schedules, and for you to really put this together, I genuinely appreciate, 1, the invitation, and 2, that it's really cool that you're doing that. It's sad because Nick did prepare me with the questions, and of course, like I always do, did not prepare. But the question was
how you got started, where you are
how
now.
we got started.
Yeah.
So my story is a little crazy. I come from sales. You know, sales has always been my forte. I used to work at a little company called Radio Shack. Yes, that's how old I am. And as a young kid, basically just selling cell phones, I just absolutely enjoyed taking care of people, right? Getting people set up on plans, getting people set up with all these things. So all that stuff, I already kind of found my little niche in sales, right? And it's not about tricking someone into buying something. It's really about sharing some information and selling a service and letting people understand that, hey, I can do something for you to help you. So fast forward, back to 2012, one of my best friends, he and I are massive Laker fans, as you can tell today, right? Sorry. But we were talking, and the Lakers were on their championship run, and they finished, and I think Phil Jackson was retiring. And so I called my buddy, and I'm like, hey, man, screw the Lakers. We're all depressed about it. And I'm like, hey, how's business? What are you doing? And he's like, oh, well, busy, man. So busy right now. This is in 2012, so it's a little after the recession. Things are starting to get a little better. But he tells me he has so much work right now, he has to turn it down. And I was like, no one's turning work down. Like, that's impossible. So I'm like, what do you do? And he's like, well, I'm sweeping streets. And I'm like, or sweeping parking lots. And I'm like, with like a pan and broom? Like, what do you mean sweeping parking lots? And so he's like, no, I have a truck, and we drive around, do this whole thing. And so I said, well, talk to me, man. Tell me some numbers. What do you do in parking lot sweeping? He's all, well, last year we did about 250 grand. And I'm like, hold up. It was 2012, right? 250,000. I'm like, you made 250 grand? He's like, well, it's revenues. I was like, okay, well, then what do you pay yourself? And so then he's like, well, I pay myself maybe 5,000 a month. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. I'm like, but what do you do? He literally works Tuesday night, Wednesday night. He works Thursday morning to sweep a church and Friday morning to sweep an apartment complex. That's it. He was always at Disneyland. He was always at the park. He was always doing all these crazy things. And at that moment, I realized, I was like, wait, I can make 5,000. You're doing 5,000 a month with 2.5 days worth of work. Sign me up, right? And so I went out. I took a vacation from my day job. I went to go sweep at night. I absolutely fell in love. It's totally different for me. I was in customer service. I was all dressed nice and handsome like Nick here. Now I'm nice and ugly with my C-Max shirts all day. It's like it was a real change for me because I was all about being in front of a customer and selling a service there. And what ended up happening for me was now I was providing a service and now selling myself into cleaning your facilities, right? And so as that went on, I bought my first truck. I ended up working with the subcontractor. And in 2013, we bought our second truck. It's now 11 years. I just did a roster count because I'm doing something with my insurance. We're up to 52 trucks right now. And it's true. What Nick has said is literally in the last 6 months, things have exploded in the municipalities, but in reality, in the last, I'd say probably since 2018 is where we started seeing real growth. And I guess, I could tell you more about that. I just don't know what else is on the on the questions there.
That's good. That's exciting. Dang, 52 trucks. That's a handful.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
So that's a picture that you recently posted.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And then a lot of his trucks have this nice neon color to it, the green and the blue. Love it. So, so if you can share some key principles that kind of guided you through your growth and some strategies to make you a successful business owner, yeah, that'd be great.
I think number one, I don't want to, preach to the choir. One of those like, all you guys here are doing something. All of you guys here, you guys are already doing something with business. Junior, I've known him. He was one of my first partners in power washing, and he's being modest. This guy kicks ass. He does half of California, so he's being modest here. But in reality, everyone here is already gone through some trials and errors and all that good stuff. And all I could share is what happened to me. Really, it was somewhat of a calculated risk, right? You don't want to be stupid and do things that you don't know what you're getting yourself into. At the same time, if you don't man up and just go for it, you're just never going to know if you're going to fail, right? And so with me, I started just parking lot sweeping, and in a couple of years after parking lot sweeping, I got a call from a property manager saying, "Hey, do you know anybody that could power wash?" And I said, "Of course, me." So I got my Home Depot power washer. I got a shopping center, and it would take me 3 days to wash the center. Junior later showed me how to do it in 4 hours, but it was, it was one of those things where I learned how to teach myself how to do certain things, right? And just not being scared of trying and failing, and I failed several times along the way. I've lost money, I've lost employees, little different things here and there, but I think the reality is having the confidence in yourself to just go for it. Don't get out of that comfort zone. I tell everyone that it sounds maybe stupid, but I'm only comfortable when I'm uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. When things are going smooth, something ain't right to me. And I'll tell you guys, last year, 2022, it was our 10-year anniversary. We hit, I think, $7 million in revenues, okay? And in my mind, I was like, no way in hell did we really hit $7 million, because I'm like, how? We have the same trucks, we have the same crew, we have the same everything for the last couple of years. But what's happened is we've gotten better in one, we're more confident in our service, but two, we have better quality customers. And so what's happened now this year is we were kind of set sail, and we kind of cherry pick our customers. This year, I got a phone call from this individual he's apparently it's like a lobbyist for the state of California. Okay, he works with businesses and everyone and gets them all together. I don't know if we're gonna be able to share this, but whatever. So the guy calls me and he says, "Hey man, I seen your company. You have a good sized fleet of sweepers. How would you feel about getting into municipalities, the street sweeping?" And I'm like, well, what's the difference? We sweep parking lots, we have every Amazon from San Diego to Seattle, right? We have every shopping center, major shopping center throughout the Inland Empire. We have several in Orange County and LA and all this crazy stuff. But I'm like, street sweeping, what's the difference? It's just now drive it on the street. And so he tells me, oh no, it's a whole new ball game. My trucks right now that I'm buying, they cost me $120,000, $150,000. These trucks are costing $260,000 to $500,000 now. I literally just signed for the most expensive thing on wheels. Mind you, he knows the cars I have, but this truck cost me $420,000, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I getting myself into here, right? How am I gonna pay this shit? But lo and behold, this is where, you good old field of dreams, you build it, they will come. I get this truck for $420,000. I got 2 contracts with the city of Highland and the city of Yucaipa valued at about, what would it be, $68,000 a month? That's 2 contracts that's going to be done by 1 truck, and you're talking $7,000 truck payment on a $60,000 monthly contract. So that's the leap of faith I took, right? And investing, and here we go. It came back to us. So now what's happened, we're building, now that we put ourselves out there with all these new cities, now all of a sudden the requests are coming in like crazy. And now, next year we have to buy, again, I have 50 trucks in the last 11 years, I have to buy 30 trucks in the next 11 months. So that's where, if anyone knows how to drive a sweeper, we are hiring.
Wow. As a beginning business owner, what would be some like nuggets of advice that you would give to a young business owner, just kind of starting out maybe in their first 3-5 years?
I like that question because it reminded me when I started, and it's all of you guys have probably done it, but we're the last to get paid. We're the very last to get paid. You pay the bills, you pay your helpers, you pay your employees, you pay your equipment, whatever it is, you got to make sure you prep yourself and be mentally ready to be the last to be paid. I legitimately did not pay myself for maybe 2 years when I started the company. Now, mind you, yeah, I would pull a little money here and there, but it wasn't like I had a set salary. If I had, my routes were $20,000 a month, I had $10,000 in payroll, I have $5,000 in truck payments and gas and everything, maybe I had $3,000 left over, and that was my money, right? All of a sudden, one of my trucks had a bad transmission. There's my $3,500 in training. So now I had, and you guys might say, well, sure, you're an idiot. How do you pay your bills? I had a day job. I had a day job. I was still I was in Radio Shack no more. Now I was at a furniture company, working all day long, sweeping all night, working all day long, sweeping all night. And it just got to a point where I was able to build the route to a point where I could now go part-time on my day job, right? And then eventually got away from it. Number one is patience, right? You got to be patient with your business, stick to it. Find a niche, find something that you know, people ask me, how the hell did I get into sweeping, right? And the conversation was with just my buddy. And what I didn't realize at the time was what I really wanted was flexibility and kind of, I wanted to manage and control my own time. And what it was, really what stirred the pot for me or got me going was when I was working my day job, my manager, he made me close one day after I came in early. And I was like trying to get the hell out of there. I was like, nah, the Lakers are playing at 7. I gotta go. And he was like, no, man, you need to close the store. And so when I missed the game, and of course I thought the Lakers always lose if I didn't watch the game, and they did lose, I was furious, right? I was like, I was at the mercy of my boss, you know, and look, I still have a boss. Now I have like 6,000 bosses, right? All these customers are my bosses, but the reality is if, you know, I'm not gonna get in trouble if all of a sudden I decide to skip out on a job and go to a Laker game. But later on realized that what I really wanted was to have control of my schedule, and definitely wanted the leisure to pick and choose when I was gonna do what I wanted to do. At first you don't have no control really. You have to do it. You jump however high the customer tells you to go. But it's one of those things where, you know, once you get to that point, you'll reap that benefit of controlling your time.
Nice. One thing that you and I talked about when I was at your office talking about customer service and, you know, how that is the way to kind of flourish from within. Can you tell me a little bit about your customer service like journey? Like, you know, how do you what's your customer service journey look like, and how do you get so much additional revenue from your current customers?
I think this comes from when Radio Shack does an incredible job of training. Like they make you hungry bastards in sales, right? They really drive that force. But what I always realized, I always seen problems as an opportunity. I've literally gotten customers that wanted to return a phone because the battery was the worst phone ever. The battery was blah, blah, blah. I'd hear them out. I'd let them feel comfortable and understand why the battery didn't work. At the end, they walked out with 4 new phones for their family, right? And I remember my boss would be like, how did you sell a family plan when this guy was ready to rip your head off because of his battery? And it's just, you hear them out, you give them advice, you walk them through the process, right? And so with my customer service now, the funniest thing is I got a call from an HOA community. We do sweeping for the whole community. And they were furious. They were pissed off because my guys didn't work with the landscaping company. We show up before, the landscapers came, made a mess after. So it's like, we never were there, blah, blah, blah. I go into the board meeting and I start telling them, well, we're here 1 time a month, okay? There's 30 more days. There's 29 days we're not here. Your landscapers are here every single day. Why don't you increase our service to once a week so that we can work with them and blah, blah, blah. Again, this whole group was ready to rip my head off. At the end of it, they signed an extension on the contract, and they gave us a quadruple increase on the service. And I clearly remember walking out, the manager, the head president says, "We were ready to fire you." And I was like, well, thank God you didn't. And again, it might be, it was, I embrace issues because it gives me an opportunity to solve a problem. Everyone asks me why I don't put my title on my business cards, or maybe my business cards have them, but my emails and all that. And I go, well, because my real title is, I call myself a fireman because I'm always putting out fires, and I call myself a janitor because I'm always cleaning shit up. That's all I do all day, right? And the reality is I enjoy it. I enjoy solving problems for both my employees, for the management companies, for the clients, whatever it is. And now it's just at a bigger scale with municipalities. Now we're fixing problems for city mayors, the city managers, the council members. So it's a cool journey that we're getting started with. But I think when you stick to the core business of, I don't care if I lose a little bit of money in trying to solve a problem, it'll pay off in the long run. I've done jobs for free. I've done, a customer might say we didn't sweep a street and we might be the other side of town. I'll call my driver, go back and sweep it. Just go do it. I don't care. Take a picture, make them happy. And so when you do that, then all of a sudden they say like, wow, we're different, because all the other companies, the older companies that were in the industry, they're all retired old men. They've been around since the 80s. Actually, all of them sold. And so now we have this real huge opportunity to put out all these fires with all their neglect. So that's what customer service #1 for sure.
Nice. The last question, then I'll open it up for a few minutes from you guys is, as you're building the company, employees is always an issue. I mean, managing, hiring, firing, coaching, building that culture within the company is super important. Tell me a little bit about the culture that you have in your company, just kind of some of the issues, the main issues, or, why have you had such success with your employees?
I think one, my management style, I think blows people away. I'm the most opposite micromanagement type guy. Like I don't babysit anyone. I refuse to. Because if I'm paying you to do a job, you better do that job, right? I don't need to go and see what you're doing at all the time. And when they don't do what they're supposed to, it's obvious, right? And they almost wrap themselves out, or the complaints come in. So I think my management style of giving people real freedom to make decisions, to take care of business, and to take care of the customers and the team itself, I think people are like shocked. Like my office is open all day, and it drives me crazy because I never get my work done. But I have the bottom guy that just started a month ago walking in every day showing me pictures of a trash can that he cleaned or something, and then I have my VP walking in at all times asking me for this. Like, people are coming in and out all day, and I make myself approachable purposely because every single one of them are a vital piece of the pie. At the end of the day, we are nothing without our team. I don't care if he's the VP making $1 million or my, minimum wage guys. They are all a crucial piece of the pie. And so I constantly give them recognitions for their good, hard work. They love message. I'll text them when I hear about a good thing, a good kudos that they got, a compliment. And again, I tell everyone, look, I trust all you guys until you give me a reason not to trust you. So unless you break that I'm not gonna treat you differently. And so I'll be honest, we hit kind of a cool threshold. I was looking at our payroll, and we were signing up. We've hired a few new guys, and we just hired our 100th employee. And I was like, oh, that was cool. I've never seen that. It's 3 digits on the payroll. And I'm like, so our 100th employee and mind you, I probably have had like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 guys that we didn't put on payroll. They just didn't make the cut. But either way, we have legally hired 100 people now. And it's pretty cool to see, our churn is very low. Like, we don't have many people leaving. And when they leave, I'd say a high percentage are asking to come back, and or if they leave, I've actually helped a lot of my employees start their own businesses. Like I give that opportunity to my guys. Like, I had one guy that wanted to make more money. I was paying him, I don't know, maybe $5,000 a month. And he was like, I need to make more money. I was like, well, there's only two ways. I need to make your route bigger. Yeah, that's the only way I can afford to pay you more. And he's like, no, I don't want to work more hours. I just want to make more money. I'm like, well, that's not how it works. I'm like, unless you own this truck and you're paying the fuel and you're paying your insurance, then I'll pay you as a subcontractor. So we could flip it. So now that guy from $5,000 a month, now he's making $12,000 a month, you know? And so he's grateful that I would, from an employee, pass him over to his own management style, to his own management company. And I offer that to everyone. I have no fear in, oh, this guy's going to steal my clients, or this guy's going to steal my trade secrets. I was at a game yesterday, and I was talking to this my two buddies that went to the game with me, and this girl says, I love what she says. She's like, I'll share what I do with everyone. I'll share the ingredients with everyone, but no one's going to mix it the way I do. And I was like, that is so true. I was like, my team, my management team, they tell me, Frank, you need to shut the hell up. You're telling everyone what you do and everything. And I go, so what? I don't care, man. By all means. Look, I'm not getting junior. We're both power washing companies, right? We are technically competitors, but he and I do a ton of work together. Like it's nothing better than coming together with a group of guys and with the same common goal. And if you're scared of the other guy and working in fear, you're just going to hold yourself back. And me personally, I maybe recklessly don't get scared about that. You know, scared of one person only, the man above. That's the only one that worries me. The rest don't faze me at all. So
nice, awesome. So that was awesome. We have about 10 minutes left before you got to head out. Any of you guys, we're going to open it up for questions if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. And I apologize, guys. When Nick told me about this like a month and a half ago, and I'm like, October 26th, 27th, I don't even know what date it is. I'm like, sure, I ain't doing nothing. And then all of a sudden, the Lakers schedule comes out. I get my tickets, and me and my son, we're diehards. It's his fault. And so all of a sudden, I'm like, today's the home opener. I'm like, Nick, we can't change it for Tuesday or something. But I apologize, guys. I don't mean to be rude, and I'll stay as long as I absolutely can. But yeah, fire off any questions, anything you want to know. I'm an open book. I'll tell you everything, whatever you want to hear. Except you. I'm not answering your questions.
What part of the Mamba mentality do you apply to your business, or what do you need to improve on? What do you say? Because I know you have like a model of excellence as a Laker fan.
Yeah. So. I love that. The Mamba mentality is definitely. I'm going down swinging. Right. I will not stop till I can't. Right. That's number one. I'll never give up. I'll never quit. As far as what I need to improve, though. I think personally, organization. Like, I'm not an organized person, as you can tell. My friend here hooks me up with the questions to be prepared for. I didn't do it. But it's my weaknesses is what I look for when I'm hiring. All of my team, my entire team, are early birds. Every single one of them. If I need them to be at a job at 4 a.m., they'll be there at 3:45. But if I need to be there at 4 a.m., that ain't happening. I'll be there at 8. And it's just, my weaknesses is what I look for people. I don't need anybody to be a salesman. I could call myself, I'm the ultimate salesman. But I do want my guys to be punctual. I have to be, maybe I'll call myself irresponsible, but they got to be responsible. They got to take care of the equipment. They got all these different qualities I look for in guys when I'm hiring people.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did accounting become overwhelming for you and keeping up with all of those nuances in terms of coming up with tax strategies and whatnot?
Yeah.
At what point did that happen, and how did you solve it?
So in 2016, I think 2016 was the first year we hit $1 million in revenue. And I remember hitting that threshold, and it was an amazing feat, right? And I'm like, never in my life did I think we would get to that. And at that point, I was a DBA. And I remember my accountant straight up tells me, she's like, you cannot be a DBA. You need to change to a corporation. And I was like, why? She's like, because you're going to get murdered with the self-employment tax and all that good stuff. So, okay, sure. We changed to a corporation. Now, accounting, sadly, is like, it's my Achilles heel, right? I cannot stand it, man. I'm a sweeper and I clean trash cans. I do not have to do accounting, but it's super vital to having that set straight. This again, guys, I apologize that I come off as irresponsible, but I don't know what I make. Okay, people ask me that all the time. What do you make? I don't know. Bills are paid. That's all that matters. And it's not that I don't look or whatever or care. It's more I just know my responsibilities are paid, and what I mean by that, my payroll's hit no matter what. The buildings are paid, the trucks are paid, the gas is paid, all of that good stuff is paid. I do need to do better in reading I need my accountant to send me a monthly, P&L, whatever we're doing, because we're getting to a point now with the new fleet that we're expanding into. Now I'm having conversations with the banks, and we're trying again, but I used to just buy a truck. I would just call the dealer, hey, I need this truck. Okay, cool, 20,000 down, here you go. Give me a truck payment, $5,000 a month, fine, let's go. I didn't even think if I could or not, didn't examine none of that. I said, do it. So I'm at this point where I can't get any more trucks through dealers because I've used every single bank imaginable, right? So they're kind of having a hard time. So now we've had to pivot to a line of credit. So mind you, I get my line of credit application, we're doing everything. And so I had one banker tells me, hey, do all your customers pay you more than net 90s? And I'm like, what the hell what are you talking about? She's like, everything on your aging report is over 90 days due. And I'm like, we get checks like every day. What are you talking about? She's like, well, look at your balance sheet. It shows your A&R's net 90 or whatever. So I call my CPA. I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And he's like, oh, well, it's because we disconnected your system, my invoicing system from QuickBooks. So everything shows past due, whatever we didn't update since 2019. So I have like $1 million in not paid on the books. And so with that, they had approved me $3 million for a building. And so I called my CPA. I said, fix that shit. After fixing it, when we found out our aging report, there was 700,000 that was past due 90 days, right? 500,000 was Amazon. And I called Amazon. I said, hey, you guys owe me 500 grand for these sites. Lady cuts me a PO like that. So I'm like, shit, we got 500 grand. Okay, cool. These other 200 grand, there's 100,000 from this asshole in Upland. Sorry, edit that. He owes me 100 grand. I don't think we're gonna get that. And the other 100 grand is just throughout the years, just things just sadly accumulate. But from there, we had 1.7 million in receivables. 700 was net past 90 days. We found 500 grand and 200 grand, whatever. The rest was current. The guy calls me back and says, oh, I'll get you a $10 million building if you want. I was like, no, we're fine. We'll stick with 3 million. But vital to be on accounting, 100%, man. So I do think there's things you want to save some money on, but I think having a good accountant is vital to the health of your financials, because I refuse to become an accountant and focus on it, but I do need to have a better pulse of that, because now that things are kind of just moving in a different direction, I have to be more aware, of what the hell's going on there. So I like to live a little reckless, as you can tell, but good question there. Yes, sir.
So at this point, do you still do your own sales as far as you go to corporations and pitch to them in regards to your business, or do you have salespeople?
I now have sales guys. So now I have 2-3 guys. So what they do, I love my team because they think really highly of me. Because I pay them, so they think of that. But they go out and they search the business, or there'll be requests for work, RFPs and RFQs and all that good stuff, and they'll get it. They'll spark the conversations, and then when they tee them up where the people are ready to make a decision, that's when they're like, Frank, step in. And I'm the closer, right? So I'll come in and make sure we give them the full feel of what CMAX and everything's all about. And so I'm blessed to say that we don't really call new clients anymore. Like, any new clients are calling us. Generally, a lot of referrals, man. It's all word of mouth. I spent $0 in marketing. Not a single person knew that I do parking lot sweeping, power washing, none of that. We do spend marketing on the trash bin service that we have, because that's more of a client-to-client thing. But B2B, I'm not going to put a TV commercial of parking lot sweeping, because no one gives a shit. Maybe Junior and my buddy here. But that's it. Like, nobody cares about parking lot sweeping. So what was cool is all of our management companies that we worked with, managers would go to new companies and they would just they would now bring us to that new company, and it just kept spreading like a wildfire. The funniest thing, though, I will say, my wife, she's the most antisocial person. That's why everybody thinks I'm a single father of 3. Nobody knows I have a wife. And so my wife makes fun of me because I'm always posting on social media. And she's like, you're like a 9-year-old girl posting all day long, your TikToks and Instagram and all that. When I got called from this lobbyist to get us into the municipalities, we talked for 2 hours and the guy offered me the world. And while we were talking, all of a sudden at the very end, out of curiosity, I go, hey man, how'd you even hear about me? He said, oh, I seen your TikTok sweeping the Rose Parade. I was like, oh, can I record that and send it to my wife? And I'm telling you, from that TikTok, okay, with that Rose Parade, that individual, you're gonna have to edit this. Next year, we'll probably hit $20 million in revenue based on that TikTok from setting up that meeting. And from the, now we still have to execute, right? We still got to get there and execute and knock these contracts out. But the opportunities that are out there will come to you with good works, right? You just got to be honest. You got to be good people, take customer service, and then take care of your employees. I feel like that's such a underspoken thing. You know, I feel like everyone's all, you know, take care of the customers, of course. Well, they're paying you. Why wouldn't you? But take care of your employees. I think that's one thing. I've had guys that make probably less than what they could make going elsewhere. And they've had opportunities to walk, and they'll straight up tell me and tell whoever this person is trying to headhunt them, you know, I like working for Frank. I enjoy working for him. He's not, he's different. He's reckless, right? In a good way. But I think one of my guys was headhunted sweeping in Pasadena. The LA Unified whatever water district pulled him over. Hey man, you do an incredible job. Here's my business card. Why don't you come work for us? And he's like, oh, I'm happy where I'm at. He's all, well, what do you make? And he's like, well, I'm not going to tell you. You don't. Who the hell are you? And he's like, well, if you come work for us, you make $90,000 a year. And my guy's like, oh shit. Damn, that's you know, that's not a bad bump in pay. And the guys and my guy tells him, no man, I appreciate that, but I'm happy where I'm at. It's not all about money. And then the guy says, what do you mean it's not all about money? You think if something happens to you, your boss is going to take care of you and your family? And the guy looks at him and he says, I actually think he would. And I'll tell you guys, that guy is one of a very special guy to me. And there's been times where, like right now, we have an employee that was he was a victim of a brutal attack. He was stabbed 14 times on the job. I visit him once a week. I'm talking to his family almost every day. Like it's one of those things that a lot of people, like my attorneys, are saying, don't even talk to him. What are you doing? Stay away. I'm like, no, that's not me. He was out there working for me. It's my responsibility to check on him. And so thank God he's doing better. He's still recovering, but there was a point where we didn't know if he was going to make it, you know. And so I think it's important that we take care of our employees 100%. Like, got to be there for them.
I have a question. You said you're hiring. How can people apply?
We do have on our website, there's a hiring link, and then or you know, I can give you my number, my email. Okay. But we have a job fair actually this Saturday. It's our first job fair ever. With the amount of contracts we're landing right now, I have to hire like 20 to 30 drivers in the next 12 months. You know, with all the trucks coming, I need drivers too. So, and we need management, and we need supervisors, and we're going to need all this other stuff. So it's going to be, again, my good friend now, he's become my best friend because he's getting us all the business. But he told me, he was all, bro, beginning of 2025, you're going to be a totally different company. You're not even going to recognize it. And what's crazy is, here's what's crazy, guys. I'm telling you, a year ago, I was blessed, man. I could have probably just kicked them up, gone to my wife every weekend or vacation. Like, I really don't have to go to work. I really don't. I'm at that position where business is taken care of. We have incredible clients. We have incredible employees. I have solid management. It's like, I'm pinching myself sometimes. Like, why am I so blessed with this? You know, because I hear the horror stories of all these other companies and all these other issues that people have. And then all of a sudden, I have this meeting after the Rose Parade, and this guy just threw a whole wrench in my beautiful vacation plans. And now it's like I'm dead broke because I've been dumping all this money into trucks. And here I am putting my whole life on the line. Like, so I just got an SBA loan. Any of you guys got an SBA loan? They're the worst ever. They own my kids now. They own my wife. They own everything I have. But I'm putting everything up to risk to get to that next level, you know. And why am I doing this? I was totally fine a year ago, and now my goal was, I just always want to get better year over year, right? And when we hit 1 million, that was a big threshold. Then I wanted to hit 5. We got to 5 million. I was hoping probably this year, hopefully we knock on 10 million. Now they're already jumping that to 20. Like, it's already going to get fast forwarded. And I'm just kind of like, oh man, is this for real? Like, I'm pinching myself, like, why me? But don't know what it is, guys. But just do whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Be reckless.
One last question. So when you hire, how do you screen them, and how do you
So it's hard now. It's a lot harder than it was when I started. When I started, honestly, everyone says never hire friends and family, right? I'll be honest, half my staff is friends and family. The good ones have stayed, the bad ones are gone, right? And it is challenging because they are your friends and family, but I like the friends and family that work for me they understand when I'm in the building, I got boss cap. When I'm outside, I'm your brother, I'm your son, I'm your nephew, I'm your cousin, whatever it is. But the respect is there. All of my hires have been somewhat of a referral. I've hired just guys that knock on the door, come in, apply for a job, I'll hire them. They don't last. It's just another job and the whole 9 yards. Now, again, work is work, right? Nobody wants to work, but you want to bring in people that understand the culture, understand what it took for us to get to where we're at, how fortunate we are to be where we're at. And so I think I'd say 8 out of 10 hires are going to be a really, really warm referral. I rarely hire just people off the street. We are doing this job fair. This is my first time ever doing it. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to try to screen them and figure out key points on how to, in an interview, I hate interviews. I don't interview people. They say they want to work. Okay, start tomorrow. And they're like, what do you mean start tomorrow? I'm like, show me what you got. I'll see in 1 week what you got. and they're like, oh, this is weird. I'm like, well, what do you want to do? You want to sit down and BS me the whole time? Oh, I'm the best salesperson, or I'm the best power washer, I'm the best sweeper, or whatever. It's like, I want to see when you're out there working. And we put everybody on 90-day probations. 90-day probations. If they work out, great, they stick. If they don't, then it doesn't work.
Cool.
No, we're trying.
That was tons of nuggets of information. Started in 2012 with one street sweeper. Now he's up to 52 trucks. At the end of the year, it's going to be what, close to 100?
Oh, man.
Over 100 employees.
I'll share one last little cool story that just happened. Again, kind of me being a little reckless on the accounting side. We have line of credits with our fuel cards and all that good stuff. Back in 2016, I had a meeting with this subcontractor. He's a big dog out in Orange County. And I was just getting started. I maybe had 4 trucks at the time. And I remember him telling me, hey, man, you're a sharp kid. I think you're going to do something, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool. I appreciate it. He's like, I want to give you my whole sweeping portfolio. It was like $30,000 a month. And I was only doing maybe $15,000, $20,000 a month. And I was like, that's insane. I'm like, how? And so he starts telling me all these things. At one point in the conversation, he says, oh, man, I pay $50,000 a month to keep these trucks running all night long. And I was like, dude, you don't got to lie to me, bro. You don't spend $50,000 a month in gas. That's ridiculous. And he's it's going to be your problem one day. That happened last month. It became our problem. We spent 50 grand in gas. Now, mind you, he was paying at $4 a gallon. I'm paying $8 a gallon, whatever. But it was, I remember we shared it in our meeting that we hit this threshold per se, that this guy had told me, and he was like a mentor. That guy, he was a super incredible businessman. But when he told me that would be my problem one day, I kind of laughed like, sure, whatever. And when I had seen it last month, that I got an alert from our line of credit is like 75 grand for gas. And I got a message saying, you're nearing your line of credit. I'm like, that's impossible. Like, what the hell? We average maybe 30 grand a month. And so then when I look and I seen that we had a $50,000 balance due, and then we already had charged another 20-something thousand, I was like, holy crap, like things are cooking right now. So I had to request a line of credit increase, but we had to pay it. And again, it's one of those things where sometimes I just say yes to everything, where I'll deal with the consequences after, like a $50,000 surprise. So.
Well, thank you very much for coming. Hey, give it up for, how cool is it to bring in people like this to share just these nuggets of information with us, expanding our mindset of what's possible? You know, if you were to go 10 years back and if somebody were to ask, you know, do you think that's possible for you? You said maybe, but now you're doing it. Yeah. So that's what you're expanding our mindset to really believe that you're just like all of us.
100%.
It's just, you know, get in there, 100%. Do the grind, and have faith.
I have zero accounting skills. I don't have well, okay, my wife gets mad because I tell her when I didn't go to college. I have an associate's degree, but come on, I got that online. It wasn't even that great. It's one of those things where it comes down to there's no BS. It's just roll your sleeves up, get to work, right? Get down and dirty, get to work, do the job. Enjoy what you're doing, right? You got to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, then it's going to be a bigger hurdle to overcome. But once you get good at whatever it is you guys are doing, then it just becomes easy, man. And as you take care of customers, I'm telling you, our customers are, you know, we do In-N-Out, we do Amazon, we do all the Lennar home builders, we have Burtech, we have Waste Management, we have. I had a deal right now with Waste Management. They called us to clean 75,000 trash cans. Okay, just so you guys know, the trash haulers, they don't want to deal with anybody outside of that circle. It's a real mafia. You're really gonna have to edit this video. And so anyways, they literally, like when I started washing trash cans, going into the cities and doing that, they were like, get the hell away from us. Like, why are you trying to pick up trash? I'm like, no, I'm not trying to pick up the trash. I want to clean the cans. And then, so it was a really hard obstacle to overcome. Now, literally the 4 big boys, which is Republic Services, Waste Management, Burtech, CR&R, they're all in talks with us, you know, and it's amazing. Like, I'm actually being told like, hey, don't do this with them, do it for us. You know, I'm kind of like, well, hey, whoever gives me the contract, that's where we're going. So it's just one of those things that the hard work will get noticed, you know, as long as you're doing it right. Everything's got to be right, you know, for sure. Pay your taxes, okay?
All right, before you go, we're going to take a group picture. We usually do it afterwards, but might as well do it before you head out. Make sure everybody can get in here. If you can see the camera, I think you're in it. All right, 1, 2, 3. That's a good group. Good looking group. All right, well, thank you, Frank. I'll take the mic.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks again, man.
Nice to meet you, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time. Really good. The Lakers. Go around, yeah. My son's probably over there getting.
Play the Suns.
Amen.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. Again, I apologize that I'm not able to stick around, but have a good time.
All right, see you, Frank. Thank you. So this is what we do every month. For those of you who've not been here, just kind of expand your mindset and connect you with great people. How genuine was he? You know, like a family man, you know, very humble and sharing these nuggets of information with us. So I'm going to go over some of the upcoming events. So those of you who are members already, next month, since it's a holiday month, we're going to do a multi-chapter. So we have 2 chapters going right now, and we're going to get together, not at this place because there's not going to be enough room, probably at a restaurant. You know, we'll provide something awesome. We're working on a special guest speaker that I've been working on for probably like 7-8 months. And he was going to charge an astronomical amount just to talk for an hour or 2. But through another connection, he may be coming at no charge. So it's going to be a huge treat. I'm not going to say it's happening yet, but once I get the confirmation, it'll be a pretty awesome treat. So that's November 9th, and the place is to be determined. If you haven't heard about the Infinite Growth Expo, I'm not doing enough social media posting then.
What is that?
Well, actually, you're going to be right with the speakers, man.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is the Infinite Growth Expo. It's happening November 18th. If you don't have a sheet, just scan it. You don't want to miss out on that because we're bringing all these special guest speakers right here in our own backyard. And not only are you going to get nuggets of information that could change your life, expand your mindset, But one of the things I'm really excited and proud to kind of use is this special app that everybody at the event, you're going to have access to look at who's there, say, oh man, I want to connect with this person. I want to connect with this person. You can actually connect on the app rather than trying to find that person in the audience. You can actually connect with people before, during, and after the event. So it's going to be something you haven't experienced at an event like this before. So you definitely want to join us there. And then December 14th is our next multi-chapter mastermind event where we'll bring a special guest speaker and network on a higher level. So make sure you guys don't miss those. I'm just going to talk about real quick about some of the perks of being a community member. Just because some of you guys maybe you're busy and you don't really, it's not top of mind, but these are resources that you have access to as a member. So we are a community. If you need resources, if you need ideas to people to bounce ideas off of, or you need some resources, plug into the people that we have here. We're all growth minded. None of us are really hoarding the secrets to ourselves. We're open to share. This is the community that you have. We have the videos, which we're live streaming tonight for the first time. It's actually flowing and it's working. It's actually recording live stream on the app. So you can go back and watch this. All the members have access to this. And then the resources. Every single time we have this group, I take notes about the resources that we share and I add it to that list. It's an Excel spreadsheet where you can actually see who the speaker was, what their contact information is, what resources we talked about. Like last month, we talked about the automotive like tracking thing. That's on there. Everything's on there, so that's available. And then we also have the weekly action and accountability call. So every Tuesday at 5:30. I know 5:30 on Tuesdays may not be the best for everybody. We're handling different things, but it is available for you to jump on a phone call for 10, 15 minutes just to connect with each other, see what's going on, and just, we have that available for us. Okay, so now is the mastermind part. So what we're going to do is I changed it up a little bit. We're going to do a couple different questions. So as we go around the room, we have quite a bit of people, so we're not going to be too long. But which one of these would you like to answer for yourself? You're not going to pick all three. You're not going to pick two. You're just going to pick one of these questions and answer it. So question number one is, which KPI have you been used the most or has been the most instrumental in driving growth and success in your business, and why? All you guys know what KPIs are, key performance indicators, like what things do you track in your business and how has it helped with your growth? Number two question, what is one big idea that you've been contemplating but haven't acted upon yet, and why? There's always that one idea that you're thinking in the back of your mind that you want to do someday, but you've never done it. And then the last question, question number one is, what is the main challenge in your life? Your life or business, we'll say and what systems, resources, or person do you need to connect with in order to overcome that challenge? So we'll go around the room, we'll change it up. We'll start with Juan, and then we'll kind of go that way. So just pick one question. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll actually pass around the mic too, so we can all hear it.
They're all number one, so I'll pick one. I'll pick the first one. I think just from being a part of this group and actually investing in myself, I feel like I'm growing because I surround myself with people that are struggling through the same issues or overcome the issues, and I can actually pick from their, like you said, golden nuggets and just learn and grow. And instead of trying to figure it out myself, they give me the shortcut just to get there. So I think that's one of the areas where I'm growing. I made a commitment, from last year just to get involved, and it's definitely working out.
All right. I'm going to go with the second number one, the one big idea. So we started, I'm a court reporter. I worked for the courts as an employee up until 2012. and they laid off the reporters. And so we started a company just out of necessity. We filled a void that was created by the court. They privatized something. So it was easy, right? The market was there for us to capture, not knowing what we were getting into. I'll get to the big idea here soon, but there were 6 of us that got together, and I hadn't been in business before. I was an employee, thought I was going to retire there, and jumped into everything business, started listening like it was all I thought about, putting in systems and working with building a team. And so fast forward, it's working with 6 partners can be difficult. And so we've started to lose partners. We bought one partner out a few years ago, and we just signed an agreement to buy 2 other partners out, which is going to leave us with 3. So the big idea that I've been contemplating with is I'm the youngest of the group, and I would say, the biggest role in growing the business where the others were out doing work. And so I've been contemplating, knowing that we were going to be at a point where I'd just be with 2 others, and that was going to be like a fork in the road for me. Like, it's time to decide. I have enough time to work. Do I rebuild? Like, do I jump out as well and start over and build it just for myself, or do I continue with just 2 partners? So this next year will kind of be telling for me for that. So that's, let me see. Well, I haven't acted upon it yet, because waiting to see like how business in this next year is with 2 other people, and go from there.
Probably be a hell of a lot better than 6.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the second one. One big idea that I've contemplated but I haven't acted on yet, just because a lot of life events have happened and just moved to Orange County, and that took me a full month to basically like get through, is being a course creator. So I already consult small businesses, and I'm expanding that to coaches and other consultants with their branding, specifically their branding. And what really struck me would be with the idea of becoming a course creator, because I've really expanded my knowledge when it comes to creating and posting videos for my clients. And so I thought, since I've gotten lots of positive feedback about the videos I create, and naturally I'm very inclined to teaching people myself about almost literally anything, why not put the 2 together and start creating courses? Now, I haven't created any courses for anybody, but I have been a teacher before. I was a substitute teacher, fun fact about me, at one point while I was in grad school. And so the big thing that I want to do before I start offering potentially that as a part of my offer to people is making courses, is to use myself as a guinea pig and start creating courses about branding, start creating courses about how to create your own videos, start creating courses about how to format your branding presence, all that kind of stuff. And that's something that I'm contemplating by getting started and completing by the time the year ends. So specifically December, right when everything's down, that's when I'm going to go up and I'm going to start authoring everything, filming everything, editing everything myself, and then I'll publish it.
I think that's great. I think that where you're at is that you are a master at what you do, and you have a heart for people. So I think that oftentimes people that are masters at what they do, they give so much that it's ultimately not proactive for your time, where people could actually are willing to tune into you. So I think just coming up with a price point, like most people are willing right now for that, $197. $197, and then you could just add on the calls, like say like $300 for your time for 1 hour. People are willing to pay that, so that could be a business model.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Hello, everyone. Again, this is Abe, owner of Sunlight Solar, a solar consultation firm here in Rancho Cucamonga. For me, it's going to be the second one, and that is being in business means we are hunters, and sometimes we can be so fixated in one way of hunting that we're not changing with times, and it has caught up to me, and that is embracing online marketing and all that stuff. But going further than that, one thing that I've done in the past when I was developing people was writing letters. You know, most of us have ridiculous amount of clients. That's why we are where we are right now. Which one of us have handwritten a letter to our current existing client saying thank you for your business? Like I'm talking about like an actual physical letter. Everybody's doing social media marketing, all that stuff, but always still work, if that makes sense. So for me, one thing that I'm re-implementing in solar that I have done in the past when I was a recruiter is every day I have every client's home addresses. They know me personally. I've closed about like 33 to about 35, 30, 40 deals last year. So with each single client, I'm gonna do 5 letters a day. Right? Sign, seal, deliver, and make it personalized because I know personally, I know who they are, who their kids are, who their wife is, who their husband is, saying, thank you so much for your business. If you know anybody else, let me know. I'm here to help you. That's what I'm going to be doing, 5 a day until everybody's done, and then continue that trajectory moving forward.
That alone, what it's gonna do is, because I've talked to you like this, is whatever you appreciates. You know, oftentimes people invest in mentors and coaches, and they're told, hey, you send out 3 text messages of appreciation.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine the mindset you're gonna be on, just full on appreciation, sending it with nothing back. You're just gonna be at a different frequency.
What I'm seeing is also the client opened that letter and seeing a physical letter from me, like an actual letter. They're not receiving those kind of letters anymore, if that makes sense. But the reason I say that we are, as a hunter, we can be so fixated in one way of doing things is once we close a deal, we're always trying to find a new deal somewhere, somehow, someplace. But from that one client that already trusts us, that did business with us, imagine how many people they know behind them that they can refer to us, and that's going to be like a 99.99% close ratio right there. If that makes sense, you know.
And oftentimes, you know, as hunters, right? Let's talk about that. It's like it's so easy to get wired in the let's keep getting new business. It's like, bro, take care of the business. Because oftentimes it says, hey, it takes 33 contacts to get that one client, and then you get that one client only to keep on like, let's go get new clients. No, dude. Now that you got this one client, it only takes like 4 contacts, and now they give you more business. So I like that you share that.
Yeah, for sure.
And for whatever it's worth, I've seen a company pop up in my feed where they will send out a handwritten letter. It won't be your handwriting, but it will be a handwritten letter in an envelope. So depending on how many you're trying to do.
For me, bro, with all due respect, like there's nothing more because they trust me to give me their business. So it's worth me writing a 5-minute letter to these people, handwritten 5 a day. I don't have to eat the whole elephant today. I'm just gonna go by the list, 40 of them, right? Today is gonna be 5. Thank you so much for your business. How is your wife? How are your kids? I'm here to help you out. If you know anybody else, let me know. And if you have any issues with your current system, I'm here to help you. Wife, send this out because she's my operations manager right now. So she just retired to work with me. She's working part-time, so it's gonna be her role right there. And then I can just see like it's like today, tomorrow. Anyways.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
So I send handwritten thank you notes for every meeting I get with people. And I basically saw someone else doing this and I took the idea and it's worked really good. Marrying like the handwritten note with like the modern technology. So I basically bought the sticky paper that goes in a printer and I printed out QR codes.
Yeah.
And I cut them out in the square and I'll pop them on the thank you note and I'll write a little arrow with and then say, you know, have a call to action. So you're merging, they're feeling good about reading your letter and then you have a call to action. I've actually scheduled a ton of actual one-on-one meetings from sending that letter or the handwritten note and then having that call to action. I can see when they scan it because it dings me in the system. And I get a lot of meetings that way. So when you send that letter, they're going to feel warm and fuzzy. You want to make sure you have some kind of call to action like, hey, here's how to refer me. Here's a link to a video. Here's how you sign up for my newsletter if you're not already signed up. Like something like that. You write that in, little arrow, you know, could be a good little add-on.
Thank you.
QR codes.
No. Oh, my go, eh? I know, right? I mean, I guess I'll go with the second number one. I mean, really in my job right now, I mean, I'm just learning everything, so I'm doing what I have to do. But if I think of that question and actually just being a part of this, like the second time, like listening to, you know, some business owners, things like that, I've always wanted to start like a cleaning business. I mean, I have like the whole aspect in the back. I have it right now. I mean, when I lived in Michigan, I started it a little bit, but then I moved to Florida. Now I live in California. I've always been in corporate America. But I mean, even listening to Frank, right? I mean, I can do it. It's just, I got to make the time, and that's where I just got to, make changes where I can start doing on the side. I mean, I have some broad ideas, even working with the company I work with now. It could really kick off with that company as well, but it's just time right now, and let me get my feet planted here first.
All right. Again, my name is Christina Salvaggio. So I'm actually going to pick the first one because I'm new in, I want to say about 5 months or so in the insurance world. So just really getting the opportunity, getting out, coming to these meetings, coming to other meetings just to grow, as an individual as well as the company, but just to really get out there, just, hearing, how it's, as far as just made other people successful in their world, and just listening and just really, especially even for like the community itself, just seeing it grow and just being involved.
Cool, thank you. So for me, number one is just tracking. And before I say that, I just want to say that in this table, like last time I spoke, it was like, hey, what do I need help with? And we talked about the event. And then I spoke, and then Nestor said, hey, let's get this going. So now we're here. So what a powerful thing this table is, right? So for me, the number one thing I do is at the end of the day on my phone, because I don't know about you guys, I like to write things or physically type things. I track everything. And I want to invite everybody here, track personal stuff too. Oftentimes it's very easy to just track the business part of things, but you're not taking care of the personal. Some of the things that I track is conversations. Believe it or not, if there's one activity that I do is voice to voice. If I could have 10 voice conversations a day about anything, but obviously keep them in the sphere of let me learn something new, let me meet somebody new, or let me just contribute to somebody new. That alone has brought up business a lot. And then how many times I go live on social media. I think that if you're a business person, go live on social media. Just last week, from Thursday to Sunday, I went live. Man, who would have thought that on TikTok I would have met the cleaning lady for Boulder, College Boulder. If you guys know, that's where Deion Sanders coaches. Her business generates $100,000 a month, and she signed up for the coaching with me. And she said she could get me tickets to this game, which is in November next week, November something, just by going live at 2 a.m. So be willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do. Oftentimes people tell, well, me particular, I could go live in the AM at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because I operate on the East Coast too, which is 7, 8, or 9. That's when the people are waking up, right? So KPI, go live on social media and voice-to-voice conversations.
I'm going to go with number 2 because I haven't got my stuff together to pick number 1, which I'm currently doing. Honestly, this idea I've been wanting to do because it's probably the most annoying thing to deal with, at least in the industry that we start off in, which is the pressure washing one, is when there's concrete loves to just be a sponge. And if anything gets on there and it stays on there for a certain amount of time, I can make it lighter. I can't get it out though. And so when something really is on there and they want to get it away, there's a couple things that they could do, but they can also do like a concrete overlay, which is super expensive. Or they can get brand new concrete, which is even more expensive. But there's an idea that my business partner had that's like an in-between, which is like a light coat of concrete that's like easy to apply, and you can go in and do that. And you can charge a pretty decent amount and it would look like brand new concrete, but you wouldn't have all the cost of the overlay, and to be honest, the reason why, and this hits home because like the reason why we haven't acted on it yet is because we haven't been able to justify the cost for the R&D versus what we're spending to make sure that the business stays alive and reinvesting and making sure payroll happens and all that stuff goes in. So there's not like a whole bunch left, but that's been an avenue that I have been wanting to pull the trigger on for a while. I'm just trying to find the right time to do it, or like save up the money. Isn't it always how it goes? You save up the money to where you want to develop something, and then it's like, oh, and this happened, and you need to get a whole new rig now because that one blew up. So, yeah, I don't know. That would be my answer to number 2.
I'll go ahead and choose number 2 as well. Since I'm a newer company, right now, obviously, my problem is obviously getting the company's name out there, getting known. Because obviously jobs that's not never is gonna finish. Obviously, is getting known. So I've spoken with multiple, contractors that been in the business for a long time. They say, oh, it's how it is. The the start is always slow. And you're like, there has to be something else, and I'm not trying to do that. Slow and steady wins the race. It's just word of mouth. So what I'm thinking, well, I haven't pulled the trigger yet, is obviously, partner with like a marketing company, try to get, speed up the brand awareness, get more out there of the brand recognition, and just help speed up the process. That's a reason why we haven't pulled the trigger. It's just probably, it is a quite a big investment. And, right now at the time, there's multiple different other marketing companies, so it's really hard to trust, who's really legit on what they say, and not just gonna promise you the moon and back. Because marketing, you can really spend money without getting really any return on investment. So that's one of the concerns.
I have some input. I think, you touched it right now, the social media.
Yeah.
I think you should focus on that. I think that's free. As long as you educate people, you're gonna get a lot of people to follow you, and a lot of people are gonna trust you because you just gotta give information. Don't worry about the call to action right away because that's gonna come later. Right now, it's just information. Do videos, do reels, or just talk about what you do. Um, you gotta make yourself different from others, and that's one of the things that you should be doing. Just if you don't want to do it because obviously it's the first time you're doing this. It's gonna take a couple reps. Like don't get discouraged when like you post a video, maybe you don't get any likes or any comments. It takes a lot of reps, and then people are gonna start viewing it, and like next thing you know, the right person shares it, and then they have a lot of followers, and then boom, you have a lot of business. So
the best thing that you have right now is no business. Okay, why is that? Because you got to know how to manage what you do have, which is time. Okay, and the best thing that you could do right now is focus on creating 100 pieces of content already pre-recorded and just have it stashed up. That way, you already invest that because a lot of the business owners when I work with them, just talk to them, just for them to say like they're gonna make time, they're not able to because they got so much business, quote unquote, right? And if you do 100 videos, one thing that's gonna, I say you gotta get the reps in. So by you getting in the reps, listening, and then once you post it, you're gonna have, I guarantee you, out of 100, one is gonna be a hit, and then you learn exactly what worked and what didn't, and then just go and then, I don't know if going live is beneficial for you, but if not, go into businesses personally, right? Everybody, they say the more hands you shake, the more business goes up. People gotta know you.
yeah, it starts with flyers, door knocking. At the end of the day, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. And
that will cover you from worrying about starving right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the marketing is like in a couple months, right? The money will come in a couple months. But like you're like, dude, shit, I need to eat today. Like I need to do that. And that's your face to face.
And a lot of it starts like in events. Always stay on the lookout for any event that's happening. Locally. Just be there and then network. Pass out your cards. You never know who you might do business with.
Yeah. Oftentimes people they avoid going to networking events because they're like, whoa, what's the point? There's no clients. No, man. You got to go after the people that know people because they're going to introduce you. Like he said, one post or for you, one person could lead you to 20 new clients or $10,000 a month. You just never know.
Hell, I joined here for the first time and you posted it and I landed a whole HOA.
There you go.
It's just randomly happens. Things can just randomly happen. It's not guaranteed, but you never know.
Detach yourself from the outcome. That's the one thing I've learned. Trust the work and that God's gonna bless it, but just detach yourself from the outcome. Oftentimes people think, okay, you go to this one meeting or one event, boom, you're gonna walk $1 million. If it was that easy, bro, like we all just keep going. And by the way, he's the one that bought 3 tickets, right? You said you bought 3 tickets. 3 tickets, what I did to this event.
Nice.
And why is this happening? Because somebody at a higher level of business, and Nestor is at a point where he's investing in ads. Total stranger, not easier. Come on, somebody.
And that's gonna be like prepare for that. Like, have business cards, be ready to talk, like, get ready to be uncomfortable, you know, and don't be shy. Just put your business out there.
Closed mouths don't get fed, talk.
Yeah.
A lot of times people, let me tell you, a lot of times people show up to the event and they operate like they show up at clubs, like just wall huggers, like. At that point, you're missing out on action, you know?
Take a shot, just get comfortable.
It's the same thing, dude.
You gotta be omnipresent, right? It's one thing that I'm pretty sure a lot of people learn when doing their own business is they gotta be everywhere. If you try to sell something and no one knows who you are, you ain't gonna sell anything, right? And to the point that these three gentlemen talked about, social media is free, right? If you're only on one channel, that's only one audience of people that you're gonna talk to. What about people who are on TikTok? What about people who are on Pinterest, right? You have a bunch of opportunities that you can get for free if you put the work and effort to be omnipresent, and not just on social media, but just showing up, right? I made a phrase that kind of applies to me like everywhere, right? Success doesn't show up. Success doesn't happen unless you show up first. So just be omnipresent. Just be there. Show up.
And then just the main thing, because also like me being on social media, I've learned like just social media is not something you depend on. Either social media is more inbound business than outbound business. Inbound business means you post and then whoever shows up shows up. But there's nothing like outbound business. You making the call, you showing up. So know how to distinguish from both.
Yeah. For me, I think it's number one. I think the moment I started like measuring everything, like my business is doing way better. I don't have to longer like be there every single day and be keeping track of what everyone's doing. So that comes tied up with accountability. So now we have 3 times we meet with the salespeople and as a team. We meet once during the week, and everyone knows the expectations. And now I put the goal really high. It's very achievable. I break it down, and then I'm giving each person a bonus, a pretty high bonus. I want to end the year really strong, so I threw a crazy number. They saw it and like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, no, it makes a lot of sense. I broke it down. I'm like, my salespeople are gonna do this, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be so easy. And then right now, everything is we're passing the goal that we set daily, and they're really excited. And I put kind of like a big bonus for Christmas. That's kind of like the incentive. And I told them, at the end of the day, I want you guys to start the year, like with the right foot. Like I don't want you guys to start with the same year type of thing, So I'm really helping them, but that comes along with the KPIs, keeping track of everything. I keep track of who calls the shop. I keep track of who's DMing me on social media. I keep track of the sales. I keep track of return customers. I keep track of everything. Because at the end of the day, if you don't keep track of those things, then you don't know where you're losing customers. Maybe if it's your service, it's the product. Like you gotta find out, because at the end of the day, if people are not referring your business, it might be because you're not good enough. And then you might be good enough, and maybe you're not telling people, hey, refer me. But at the end of the day, if the service is really well, you're gonna get referred like for free, like without telling anyone. So we have like a lot of meetings that we talk about. Like the referrals, that means we gotta be top A on the service that we do, and then it makes everything so much easy. And like right now, I love the flow that we have. I haven't been out there touching any wrenches for probably about 3 months. I kind of miss it, and sometimes I don't, because now I have more time and I'm doing other things right now that are going very well. So I'm excited. So that's it. Yeah.
So I think I'll do the middle number one as well, like everyone else, which goes this way. So I saw Grant Cardone. I know this guy's connected with him, and something got me spurred thinking some of the things he said. So he was basically talking about how when he got started, he had a list of people, right, that he was marketing to or sending emails to, and I think he said he started with like 30,000 people, which is crazy. And now he's up to like 4 million or something. And he basically, his whole spiel was, you got to hit the list. It's not an asset unless you hit the list. You got to hit the list. You hit the list. I mean, he was going on and on about hitting the list. And I'm like, I have a decent list. I mean, for me, I have like 6,700 people's emails, like between past clients and like real estate agents and stuff. So my goal of one that I'm actually already starting to work on is creating a way to get lists of people or information that, and my goal is to have like 50,000 people in an email list and basically hit that list and see where that takes me. So I'm already starting to, I went and subscribed to, like I clicked on Grant Cardone stuff. I went to a couple different things and I've created these mailboxes to basically collect all the marketing that comes in from and I'm seeing like the stuff they're sending that I'm basically just going to emulate and then figure out how to advertise to get people to click on and give me their information, which you already talked about a little bit. So I'm kind of already starting doing that. I just literally went the other day to do it and my mind's turning on that. But I think if I have a list of people, that's just going to turn into good stuff if I hit the list. So
What's your business, brother?
mortgage.
Mortgage. So you guys haven't heard of this. It's probably like the greatest holy grail. It's called Sales Pipe. You ever heard of it before?
No.
Okay. All the names, clients' contacts, email addresses, you can find it there. So Sales Pipe, PYPE, and you put in the zip code. And once you put in the zip code, you can include any area in the nation. There's like a box that allows you to kind of like highlight a specific area.
Mm-hmm.
And it will download pretty much every client's names, phone numbers.
Clients for what though?
That's why I asked you for your business.
Oh yeah, okay.
Homeowners.
So you type in like homeowners or mortgage?
No, you just type in zip code, city, whatever, and then it's going to give you a map. You highlight the area that you want.
Mm-hmm.
It will give you 300 lists at a time, and they have most of the phone numbers are 30-40% okay, but the emails for the most part people keep emails for longer than they do.
Okay.
My understanding.
Yeah.
But the majority of, and you can kind of filter it based on emails. It'll give you emails, like that's how I source my leads if I want to. And have VAs all over the place to make phone calls from you.
Yeah.
So it's called Sales Pipe. Send it to us.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, basically what I'm going to do is, and the thing he suggested was, he's like, just start advertising like 3 ways to not get screwed on your next mortgage. If someone clicks on that, and downloads your free ebook, which is like a PDF that you've created, then all of a sudden you know that this person at some point is interested in buying a house, right? So then you have a lead that may not be now. So you put that dude on the list, you're hitting the list, right? And eventually if you get 50,000 of those, then 1,000 of those are going to turn into deals at some point or something. So that's just my mind going now, but I'll check that out as well because, I'm going to have to pay to get those leads. So if I can get them for free or get started, then that'd be awesome.
One of the things that he does, I don't know if he talked about it right there, but one of the things that he does talk a lot about is webinars.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it right now, and
I signed up for your webinar. Yeah.
I see why it works. At the end of the day, like we just told them, like it's about giving information. You gotta talk about an attractive topic, and then if people are sharing it, I mean, obviously at first you might have a few people, but as you make it a habit, then later what he does, he just puts it on automatic, recorded, and then people are still joining. And now you just have a funnel of brand new people coming in, just because they like something.
You only have to record it once, really. Yeah.
So I think that's something also to look into, and I can also help you with kind of like the setup that they set up for me. So,
cool. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm going to take you up on that.
Yeah.
Who's next?
And it's so cool on the webinar because I showed up to his yesterday. So it's like, that's the platform where he does all the talking.
Yeah.
It can be recorded. And then the good thing about yesterday is that, like, literally he checked out my car. I put the flash on it. He's like, you need it. So that was a good way to reuse,
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I'm gonna go with middle number one, and one thing I've been contemplating is kind of like expanding on my services or our services and expanding our team. Why I haven't acted upon it? I just been stuck in a pinch, just like personal things and kind of getting out of this funk and just kind of am already, taking the step forward and trying to go up the ladder rather than staying where I'm at. I guess I was just kind of comfortable where I was at. So that's my thing that's why I'm trying to just, learn and pick people's brains and kind of all this, just listen to everybody's ideas. So that's what I'm doing is just trying to work my way up. I don't have much to say.
It's good, man. Okay, so for me, it would be number two, like a big idea. So we own a wellness center. We're in the process of franchising, but we rolled out a corporate wellness program. So we go to businesses and present the idea of health and wellness. Mental health is a big thing right now. So basically, we've been doing it, but not through like big corporations. We haven't been focusing on big corporations. So we've had a meeting with our corporate office and started to focus on, employees 50 and up, to get them in and get them the benefit of, the salt therapy, the breathing chairs, the massages, whatever services that we offer, because we offer about 5-6 different services as far as it goes. So just been kind of holding off on it a little bit. Didn't want to go to, looking at like Amazon, UPS, FedEx, or whatever. Just, are we ready for such a big client? And we've been kind of holding off, but now I think we just need to pull the trigger.
I guess I'm gonna go with number one. And so the key performance indicator seems to be a recurring theme here, and it seems to be a trait that a lot of successful business owners have is, we can't do it by ourselves. And the reason why we're here, right? So it's building relationships and putting yourself at service. And so the thing that I keep thinking over and over again is that golden rule, right? So it's very important that we build the relationships and surround ourselves with people that share our visions and our work ethic, just like we were listening to Frank, right? So notice that when he would get employees that came from the streets, he would lose them. He can't run a business like that. And so his support came even from the people that weren't there in the scenes, like his wife and his family. And so it's the same thing. So you can do it at the micro or the macro level. So right now we're doing it at the macro. So to me, it's like my business, the way I'm going to grow is with you guys, right? It's how can I be a service? Like how can I help your business grow? Right. And so that seems to be the recurring theme here. And it kind of just reinforces what I've been taught and, as part of my training, being a partner with New York Life, is that, Hector, you got to get out there. You just got to get in there and meet people, and it's you're going to get the right people. And if you believe in what you're doing, it's going to happen. So I think that's all I got.
All right, thank you. I say that I'm going to land on the third number one. What is the main challenge in my business, and what systems, resources, or person would I need to connect with to overcome this challenge? I'm in a very unique business, and that it's like a lottery system that I was involved in, and there were 200 people that were selected. Of those 200 people, 20 people have been able to complete the project and get it done. I was in a meeting today with the city of Los Angeles with the majority of people that have gotten it done. To answer that question, I've never had to look for an investor. Fortunately, because of that ticket that I drew, I've had investors come to me. So I've had a hard time being able to execute the project in terms of who is the investor that's going to be able to get me through the finish line. For example, finding a property that's strong location, strong neighborhood, that's viable, right? This is a very expensive project that I'm working on. So who has the resources to get me to the finish line? That same person needed to find the property. Business partner, fortunately, I was able to find or land on my current business partner that I selected and chose. Everyone spoke a big game, but this person was able to find the property, has the resources to be able to execute the project. In the meantime, the systems that I've been working on since 2019, when this rollout began, I've been working on my SOPs. They say that opportunity comes to those that are prepared. So I'm prepared. I already have my SOPs. I have the concept in mind. The resource that I needed was the primary investor. The person that I needed was my current business partner. So we can essentially get that property leased out, built out, get the employees, get the equipment, get the inventory. So each day we're getting closer and closer, and it feels good.
So one thing that I listened to somebody speak about, it kind of goes back to you, is when you say you planned that you wanted to do a cleaning business, right?
Always wanted to.
Yeah. So a lot of people plan and prepare, but they get stuck in that phase. And there's other people that act and adjust, and that take action and adjust along the way. So I thought that was good. That was a good, golden nugget. He says it, that you have to act and jump in, because if you always want to plan and prepare, you can get stuck there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, plus, no matter what, how you feel about whatever faith you have, we can contemplate anything that whatever is left after this is going to be its own thing. But all we do know is that we got this.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, why not go have fun? Go be a little reckless. I'm gonna go off that guy. He was great. Go be reckless.
I do that now.
Go be reckless. Why not? You literally only have one job. Like, let's go.
Well, that's why Jason's here.
And that's the fastest way of just like planning, just all this idea, is to be that guy that goes like, wow, that was his idea, right? Everybody knows somebody who always says, oh, that's their idea, that was their idea. Well, bro, action. Yeah. Go ahead, Nick.
For me, I'll pick the first one. One of the biggest when I was with Aflac, which was my first carrier in the insurance industry, the first year I was the #1 closing agent in all Southern California. And I think the reason why is because I was kind of like a nerd when it came to knowing my numbers. I had my numbers dialed down of how much each no that I got, because I used to go door to door to door, okay, business to business to business. I used to hit 100, 200 businesses a day, just grinding, knowing that it's going to lead to money. I used to track everything. I used to track how many people I talked to, whether it be the receptionist. I tracked how many of those people I talked to were business owners, how many business owners I needed to talk to set an appointment, how many appointments did I need to set an enrollment, and then every single enrollment, I averaged that out and how much that average enrollment would be. So every single no that I got, I knew it was worth like $7 or $100. So what that does is when you really know your numbers, you can actually strategize and break down your endpoint a lot easier. I had 12 agents and I kind of taught them that whole same thing too. I don't have the agents anymore because I actually just stepped away from that model. I'm just an individual broker now. But I'm trying to, put it in play with what I'm doing now with the Expo and the Mastermind group and my own personal development company. But yeah, KPIs and knowing your numbers, whatever you do, whether it be the number of bids you do or whatever, that's how you can really push and excite yourself, knowing that every single no or every single opportunity equals money, So that's it. So before we go into the networking part, one thing that I mentioned, I'm not sure if it was the Bravo chapter, the second chapter, or if it was this one last month, is one of the most important things to really move the needle forward in your life and become greater than what you are right now is knowing where you want to go. Without that vision of where you want to go, it doesn't have to only be in business. It could be in personal, it could be in your fitness, it could be in your relationships, it could be in your spirituality, your connection with God. You want to have that vision of where you want to go and keep visualizing that every single day, every single month, knowing that you're going to get there. That's the biggest thing, knowing that you're going to get to where you want to go and have the faith that you're going to meet the people along the way to help you get there. Just like Hansel, you already have the business idea of what you want to do, and you started putting the right people in place, like the people started coming in place. And that's the same way, like before I met Jesse, before I even started this mastermind group, I knew I wanted to be on stages, like helping people like change their life, tapping into their full potential. I had no idea how I was going to get there because I was an introvert. Like even being in front of a room like this or even networking was just like anxiety, like it would drain me. But I know where I'm going. And as I kind of get closer to that, I'm refining myself, knowing that I'm going to get there and the things I need to fill in the gaps with. But knowing that, just not magical, but supernatural things will happen when you have that right vision of where you're going to go. People are going to come into place, connections are going to be made, and just amazing things are going to happen. This expo that we're doing, this is a huge event. Like the faith that it takes to put on an event like this and put down the huge deposit for a large venue, and pay for a speaker that's tens and twenties of thousands of dollars, and having that faith, it all comes in with that end goal in mind. So what I would challenge you guys to do is really be clear of what you guys want to be 5 years from now. What kind of life you want to have 5 years ago now, what kind of relationships you want to have, and start hanging around people who already have that. Even if it kind of makes you feel uncomfortable. Like when I first joined the Chamber of Commerce, I was new to business. I didn't even know anything about business, to be honest, but I started picking out people that had qualities that I wanted. And I started hanging around them. I started going on hikes with them and learning from them. And, I haven't got to, that great endpoint yet, but I have a lot of the qualities that 5 years ago I'd be jealous of. And I created that by hanging around people and making myself feel uncomfortable. So that's what I challenge you guys to do, just kind of figure out what you want 100% and just go after it and take action. Once you kind of know where you want to go, the biggest thing is getting outside of your comfort zone and just take that little action. Every time deep down inside, you're like, oh man, I should do that, but yeah, I don't feel like it. Or that uncomfortableness, you just go for it. That's inspired action at its finest. So one of the biggest things that we get to do now is kind of network, but it's networking with a purpose. You want to network with a purpose by just meeting people that you can connect with, set lunches up, and figure out how you can collaborate or even just like refer business to each other. This is a great group of people. So yeah, that's it. Anybody have any questions or you want to say anything, Nestor? Oh, no, sorry, not Nestor. Jesse?
It's that time of the day. Hey, no, I'm telling you, people that joined in, stay afterwards for like 5 minutes. I'll talk to you for a bit just about the Mastermind.
Yeah, awesome.
I'll say this, and like I've met Nick. How long has it been now? Maybe
3 months, 2-3 months, yeah.
The sheer faith that he's taking, like I'm under compulsion to help you get where you need to go. To be honest, if you see me post stuff, I've been sending a lot of referrals to you. Remember?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, man, talk to this guy. Talk to this guy. Like we have this is good, but this is a strategy team right here. Talk to him. Yeah. So what you're talking about, like having that faith, going to the next level. People will come out of the woodworks trying to help you go to where you need to go, because I feel an impulse, excited. I told you last week that even for me to pick up chairs and me clean up, let me know, because I see where you're going and we appreciate you for what you put together. Right.
Thank
Same goes for Jesse's goals.
Thank you. Nice. Well, thanks everyone for coming. And yeah, because they're all important.